Oh my God, it's his second video and he's doing a car video. Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome to Rocket Juice Studio, or I guess you call it Rocket Juice Mobile Studio. Apologize for the car video, but this is day 4 of SSSVeda, and I'm trying to play a little catch up because we started late, so I'm trying to squeeze in my videos. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about personality. My name is Keith. I'm the creative director, owner, lapdog, court jester of Rocket Juice Studios. And Rocket Juice is basically me and my personality. And I was watching our first video that we did. No complaints overall. Good first try. But I was looking at that guy saying, I have no idea who that dude is. He was stiff as a board, and that's just definitely not me. So I figure if I am doing something else like driving and hopefully not killing somebody while I film this, I can kind of be a little bit more personal and show a little bit more of who I am as the owner of the studio. Personality when it comes to design and marketing and stuff like that, especially when you're a solopreneur like myself, personality is everything. People are buying your design skills, but I think they're also buying the relationship, and they're buying your personality and how you work well with their personality. And don't get me wrong, I don't jive perfectly with every client that I have, but I'm very fortunate that the clients that I do have and the long-term clients that I have, we have personal connections and get along great. A lot of my clients that I have right now were clients that I have from years ago, from other studios that I've worked with that have moved on while I moved on, and have kept on coming back to me, because while the studio that I worked for, the larger agency that I worked for, was great and had a whole bunch of great names and creativity and people and things like that, in the end, I was the one-on-one contact. I was the one translating their ideas and their needs into some creations, and they felt comfortable with me that once our relationships got going, they could just, as one of my clients says, I could just say, make it prettier, and I would make it prettier. And she didn't have to direct me. She didn't have to, tell me explicitly what she needed. She could just kind of give me a facial nod, and I could tell where she wanted to go with it. So thankfully, that's still a client that I have today, and I wanted to talk about that client because it's a pretty funny story. Just to talk of relationships. This was a client that I had at an agency a long time ago. She worked for a large New York City university. She got to have such a great relationship, both during the meetings and after the meetings. She loved my designs, appreciated everything that I was bringing to the table. But like I said, we got each other. And where the funny story comes in, I remember once on a weekend, my cell phone rang. As it turned out, her and her husband were having a disagreement, we'll call it, over what color curtains to put in their apartment. And she decided that she was going to call me as the creative person to get the final decision. So they couldn't agree on what colors they wanted, and I had to be the tiebreaker. And I don't know which way it went, but I probably sided with her for more of a business than creative reasons. But the fact remains, it was great to know that I had not only a client, but someone who trusted me that much that they were willing to bring me into their personal life to kind of get between them and their husband, which was funny and ironic. Short story long, this person, I had left the agency that we worked with together before she had left her university. But a short while later, she left her position and started to work for her husband's company. And they brought me on board as soon as she started. And I've been doing all their materials and collaterals ever since. We have a great multi-year, multi-company relationship. And so, personality is really where, you can sell your designs, but you have to sell yourself just as much. I'm also a fairly sarcastic person, and when and my clients knew that. And it was funny because when I was at this one agency, we kind of teamed up on desks and workspaces, and I would get off the phone with a client, and I'd turn around, and my cube mate would be staring at me with his mouth open going, "Did you just say that to a client?" And it was kind of funny because it wasn't anything bad or inappropriate. It was just very casual and loose. And, if I thought their idea was stupid, I'd say, listen, I don't think you want to do that, stupid. But I always had a reason to back it up and a reason why we should do something different. But a lot of, especially that agency that I came from, they were a very, very buttoned up agency when it came to clients. But we used to wear suits. We were very cut and dry, very yes sir, no sir, when it came to clients. And yeah, there are certain clients that you're going to need to do that with, and there's no personality, some personalities that require that. But sometimes when you just break through on a personal level and can make that connection and just be real and be honest, and like I said, have the work to back it up, then I think you can connect with a client on a better, more personal level, and they can see through. You kind of break that client, designer, you work for me barriers down a little bit, and can really start, getting to their soul and what they want to see in their design and what they like and things like that. So, I always pride myself, especially now as a solopreneur, I pride myself on having personal relationships. And as I said in my other video, a lot of my clients now are from personal or past relationships that have stayed with me long term and have kept my business humming along. So that's kind of that. I wanted to just kind of touch on that and kind of pull out a quick second video so I can start catching up, and I will talk at you later. Take care.